You believe, like, in terms of, like, just stylistically, you do present the most problems for Hamzat compared to anybody else in the division.
Yeah, I do believe that, and I have both those guys in my camp, so I might be able to learn a bit from them as well. So yeah, and I think um, I've had an awesome year. It's been crazy in the UFC. I've really been able to do a lot. I'm ready to go as soon as possible. So yeah, hopefully there's more guys who agree with you and with myself, and hopefully I can get that shot. That will be very, very cool.
He is, of course, one of the top middleweight fighters in the world. And just a couple days ago, he was sitting front and center to watch Khamzat Chimaev become champion. And he's he the man to challenge him next? I think he might be. It is always my great pleasure to speak to Reinier de Ridder. Reinier, how's everything?
I'm doing good, man. I'm here outside of the school. It's my kid's first day in school here in Florida. Life is good.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you taking time for me as always. Of course, as I said, you were front and center for the fight on Saturday night. I know you told me after the Robert Whitaker win you were going to be out there. So give me your impressions. Like, what did you think of the performance? Did it play out, I assume, probably not exactly how you thought it would?
Nah, not at all. What I thought was going to happen, but was very, very impressive. It might have been the most exciting thing we've all ever watched, but it's crazy that he was able to control Dricus like that for 5 rounds. Yeah, I was very impressed.
Obviously, we all know Hamzat has world class wrestling, but I think the question was, could he do it for 25 minutes? And people are saying, oh, he didn't have to try that hard. I'm like, try wrestling for 25 minutes. It is exhausting. I don't care how you're doing it. So, were you impressed that he was able to do that for as long as he did?
A little bit, but I do think there were only like a couple moments that he really had to work hard, like just because he got the takedown so quickly and he got it like pretty easily. He spent some energy there, but while he was on the floor, Dricus was the guy expending the most energy. Hamzat was just very much in control, and I think maybe Dricus was hoping he was going to slow down, but nobody's going to slow down when you're that dominant. It's not enough to survive. You got to make another guy tired.
Yeah. Were you surprised that Dricus didn't have an? I mean, obviously, like, we know how good Hamzat is at wrestling, and he even said it going in, like, he'll probably get me down, but I'm going to get back up. Like, were you surprised at how it just seemed like Dricus just could not get away from him? Like, he did finally in the final round had that brief moment, but it was very, very, very quick and didn't really last very long. Outside of that, he just could not get away from Hamzat.
No, and I was surprised. Like some of the choices he made, getting up, were just wrong. Yeah, I was very surprised. But I was watching it, and after the second round, I was pretty sure Dricus was not going to be able to come back just because of the amount of control. And he was spending a lot of energy. Hamzat got the crucifix that was really zapping Dricus's energy because he had to try and get out with working very hard. So yeah, all in all, I was pretty surprised. Yeah.
Now I know you told me in the past you have trained briefly. I know they're not like main training partners, but you have trained briefly in the past with Hamzat and with Dricus. The way that fight played out, yeah. I don't want you to give away any secrets, but did you learn anything about Hamzat that you didn't already know?
No, he kind of did what he always does. Huh? The takedowns he did were pretty similar to the ones he was successful with in the past. No, I didn't really learn a lot, but at least there's a little bit more time to study. So there's a lot of more takedowns to see that he uses. Yeah.
I'm curious.
Not too much news.
The one criticism, I guess, of what Hamzat did was he didn't seem to take a lot of chances. I mean, he did get trapped in that crucifix. Yeah. Credit to Dricus, he dug his head in the shoulder, so he couldn't really get range to hit the elbows and things like that. But if there was one criticism, it's that Hamzat, for as much control as he had, he didn't take more chances. He didn't really, dish out. He kind of controlled him more than punished him or tried to go for a lot of submissions. Would you agree with that, or is that unfair considering how lopsided the fight played out?
Yeah, a little bit, but it kind of is up to Dricus to force that as well. It's kind of up to Dricus to get into a scramble. Hamzat was controlling so well. I do understand that he didn't want too much, want to take too much risks, but I would have liked to see him try a bit more with the ground and pound and everything. But what I think what the ref did was totally wrong. Mark Goddard standing them up, that was very bad. I don't think that was a good plan at all, because Hamzat was in control. He was raining down punches. He was trying. I don't think Mark Goddard should have interfered there.
Yeah, you may disagree with me. I don't think there should ever be stand-ups. I'm like, that's part of the sport. Like, get up. Like, I know Joe Rogan says that as well, but in those moments, I really didn't understand. It wasn't like Hamzat wasn't doing what he was doing just because Dricus can't get up. It was weird. Like, I think he did it twice, and I was like, I don't understand these stand-ups.
No, I thought those were very bad. Yep.
So now, obviously, going into the fight, we knew the narrative was going to be like, depending on how this fight played out, depending on timing and things like this, and obviously you're potentially getting the title shot. So seeing Hamzat win and doing it in very dominant fashion, I imagine your mindset's still very much the same. Like you said on Instagram, you took out the best American wrestler. Now it's time to take out the best wrestler from the Caucasus. So I imagine, like, watching it Saturday night, you're like this plays. You seem like the perfect foil. Like, you've got the wrestling, you've got the grappling, and I think, like, when you look at Hamzat's dominance, like, I think you do present the toughest challenge.
Yeah, and a unique challenge. I think my skill set is very different from the other guys. So yeah, I'm very much down for the fight. And we're working on it, so hopefully it comes together. And like, if he takes me down, good. If he wants to stand up, good. So we'll see.
It's funny because when I mentioned this post fight, when we were talking about who should get the shot, and you can read the article today. I wrote it and said you should get the shot. I said that the two guys who gave Hamzat the most problems were Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. Gilbert, because he has world class jiu-jitsu, and it seemed like he didn't want to really go to the ground with Gilbert, and then Kamaru, because Kamaru had wrestling, he was able to counter him. And I said, the best blend of those two guys is Reinier de Ridder. I said, you've got grappling, you've got wrestling, and also you've got striking. So do you believe, like, in terms of, like, just stylistically, you do present the most problems for Hamzat compared to anybody else in the division?
Yeah, I do believe that, and I have both those guys in my camp, so I might be able to learn a bit from them as well. So yeah, and I think I've had an awesome year. It's been crazy in the UFC. I've really been able to do a lot. I'm ready to go as soon as possible. So yeah, hopefully there's more guys who agree with you and with myself, and hopefully I can get that shot. That will be very, very cool.
It's funny, right after the Robert Whittaker fight, I asked you, I said, because we were at that point, we were kind of looking ahead at September with Kaio and Imavov. And I said, are you just going to wait till after that plays out, actually get a vacation this time? But I know Hamzat has said he wants Abu Dhabi. Now, will it happen? I don't know, but I know Dana, they love turning guys around, and obviously they do have a couple cards still left to fill this year. Would you be willing to make that quick of a turnaround in October? Is that too soon? Or if they said, hey, we need a title fight, are you willing?
100%.
No hesitation.
No hesitation. Send the contract right now.
I feel like that's becoming your moniker in the sport. Like, they offer you Bo Nickel, you said, give me Bo Nickel. He said Robert Whittaker in 2 months, you take Robert Whittaker, and then you just said, like, I'll take a vacation. If they said October, you're like, send me the contract.
Let's go. I don't know, man. It's been so cool, all these quick turnarounds, all these fights. I think, I just want to make the most of this life. I want to make the most of my time in the sport. I'm here in Florida. I might as well reap as much of the benefits I can from fighting as much as I can, from having this great camp here. So yeah, if that is an option, I would take it 100%. If they want me to wait a little longer, good. I'm grinding. I'm here in the gym, and I'll be ready whenever they want me to.
I know training isn't fighting, but can I ask, like, what, I know you said you have worked with Hamzat a little bit in the past. Like, what was that experience like? Yeah. I don't know how long ago it was, but
no, it was a couple of years ago. I think like 3 or 4 years ago. It was during COVID, and it was cool. I went up there to to Stockholm, to Sweden, and we got a lot of rounds in. We did a lot of wrestling as well. Didn't do as much of jiu-jitsu, but yeah, it was cool. It was very, very interesting.
When you look at, and like I said, I'm never gonna get into game plan and things like that. But the one thing that like we thought, Dricus kind of wearing him down, maybe that would work out in the later rounds and he would be able to come back. But the difference is you are world class jiu-jitsu. I said this to you after the Robert Whittaker fight, and I said it to you. I think I said it to you before the fight. I said I think you've got the best grappling in the middleweight division, and arguably some of the best grappling in the entire UFC. Do you feel like Hamzat going for a takedown on you is vastly different than him going for a takedown on Dricus du Plessis? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I'd be interested if he would shoot like he shoot as quickly on me as he did on Dricus. Maybe he would prefer to try and strike with me, but we'll see. I think I'm dangerous off my back. I'm dangerous on top. And yeah, I think I just have a good chance of beating this guy. That'd be so cool, man. So cool to get this fight.
Talk about what a year that would be, right? To come in and beat Bo Nickel,
yeah, exactly.
Fight for the title like that. That'd be like the most insane year ever.
And in Abu Dhabi again, that'd be the craziest thing ever. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
we'll see, dude.
I think it says a lot because you know as well as I do, like the UFC loves guys who are willing, and I don't know that they're going to turn him around and fight in Abu Dhabi, but he seemed pretty serious. Like Hamzat seemed pretty serious about it, and I know they've got Tom and Cyril gone on that card, but I mean, how would that not be a massive co-main event? In there, and I'm sure you don't care main event, co-main event as long as you're getting a title shot.
No, exactly, and Tom and Cyril will be a nice co-main event to us as well. No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. So now you said you're already back in Florida. So I guess the vacation was pretty short, right? Like you're already back in training.
Yeah, I'm back in training. So after the last fight, I went home for a week or two in the Netherlands. We had some stuff to do with the house and arrange some stuff. So I was back here last week. I've been training a couple times. Then I headed out to Chicago pretty quickly. Was able to do some stuff there as well, but not as intense as I'd like to. So now it's fully back on the grind.
And you mentioned, I said this too. I know you said it there. I was like, you have Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman in your camp. I mean, what a great asset to have, right? I mean, I know you're a different fighter and obviously a lot bigger, but I mean, come on, those are two guys who gave Hamzat his toughest fights.
Yeah, two fucking legends of the sport. They've been around, or they have so much knowledge. They've been around for so long. So I'm very lucky to have them close to me as well. It kind of seems like it's all going to work out, right?
You're not a trash talker. I'm not trying to turn you into a trash talker, but I got to ask the question because before the fight, we thought we got to wait for Paris to play out, right? Like you got to wait for Caio and Imavov. But the way that fight played out on Saturday, I think the general feeling is it's going to take a world-class grappler to deal with Hamzat and give him problems the way that Gilbert and Kamaru did. Do you believe, like in your heart of hearts, like no matter who wins that fight, I don't know that they would have a favorable matchup against Hamzat, if I'm being honest. Like that's not a knock on Imavov or Caio. I'm just saying, like looking at the matchups on paper, I don't know that either one of them would have I don't know that anyone's going to immediately be like, oh yeah, they're going to win. Like I don't get that feeling. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't get that feeling.
No, I kind of agree, and they can have a title shot against me in a couple months after.
turn around and fight in January when they have the new TV deal, right?
Yeah, why not? We'll see. We'll see there. Let's not look too far ahead. And both of them are great fighters. I was looking at Caio's record, but he hasn't really fought in the last year, I believe. So I'm not too sure if he deserves it. But Imavov has been on a crazy tear. He definitely deserves it. And there's a lot of more guys who deserve it. But hopefully I have enough people in my camp. Hopefully they believe what I believe and that I have a good shot at making it a great fight. And it would be awesome if they do it in Abu Dhabi. I would really love that. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and hopefully we'll see in the next week or two.
Can I just ask, like, I don't think he's as close to a title shot, but just, I don't know if you saw his fight. Can I ask, like, what your opinion is on Fluffy Hernandez? Obviously, he got a big win over Roman Dolidze.
Yeah, did amazing in that fight. Looked crazy, looked very good. I saw him in Chicago as well. And he's a good dude as well. He did very well against Roman. I don't think Roman is at that level of the top 5 as the guys we were just talking about. But Fluffy is on a tear. He has a great win streak. I would say, not trying to be a hater, but I think he would really be a great matchup for Dricus. Him against Dricus, me against Hamzat, and then we'll see after that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's perfect matchmaking. And I heard I'm not gonna divulge my source, but there was a fighter at UFC 319 this weekend said he had a little chat with you, and he said when he talked to you about Hamzat, he said RDR told me he would submit him. Now I'm not sure that's true, but that's what he said. So is it true? Do you believe like you go out there and you fight Hamzat? Not only do you win, you believe you could submit Khamzat Chimaev?
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
I love it. I love it. Well, I think this is perfect timing. I think this is the perfect matchup. I mean, I think, after just beating Robert Whitaker, I think it was perfect. But the way that Hamzat won on Saturday night, I think the only guy who presents him that kind of challenge in this division is you. And I'm saying that honestly. Like I said, you can read the article today. I said, you're the guy. So I hope it happens. I love your willingness to fight in October. And I think the UFC is going to love that as well. So let's get the word out there. And hopefully next time we chat is when you got this fight booked against Khamzat Chimaev.
Thank you very much, Dan. Thank you for the support. Hopefully some more people agree with you, and we'll get this fight on paper quickly.